Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are joining. Can I see your beautiful faces? Awesome. I'm going to quickly adjust the light and come. Until such time, please put videos so I can see you guys. Right. Can I hear from some of you guys? How have you been? Hi, Amita. Hi, Yasin. Hi, Nupur. Hi, Sunita. Jyoti, Sujata, Dr. Anum, Sirat, Osh. Can I see you guys? Superb. So I get very nervous when I start these sessions because I'm the only one who's talking and I can't hear you guys, right? Can I hear some voices?
Hi, Lien.
Hi, Amita. Thanks for breaking the ice.
Hello. Hi, Lien.
Hi,
Lien.
Hi, Mazul. Awesome, awesome. Now only I can feel like, there are people. Otherwise, I get really nervous that, I'm maybe talking to you guys. Maybe you guys can't hear. Hi, Jenny. Hey, super. So today is going to be a very interesting topic, something that came very practical and handy when I was talking to one of our participants who wanted some help. And I realized that this is very common to everyone, right? Because especially, having a program that can be catered to anyone to sort any kind of a problem, right? It's so broad. There's this confusion sometimes when you try to introduce yourself. How do I introduce myself? What kind of a coach am I, right? And what kind of a solution am I offering, right? Now, when you have this kind of confusion, sometimes even when you go into a public forum that can be very useful for you to introduce yourself, you don't know how to introduce yourself, right? How many of you guys have this problem? Can I see a raise of hands? Super, right? So even I have been here in this place because when you can help anyone and everyone to sort out any kind of a problem, right? You absolutely don't know how to introduce yourself. And when you don't know how to introduce yourself, you sometimes tend to, not get opportunities because no one will remember who you are, right? For an example, let me just pick a random name, right? If I know Sirat is a relationship coaches, right? A relationship coach who helps single women, right? I will remember that very specifically. But if I know her as a coach, a generic coach who helps anyone and everyone to do anything and everything, she'll just be another name in my database. It would not really resonate, right? So while we have this, amazing program that we are helping people to change their lives with, I believe that we can find our own superpower and figure out how we can create an introduction that truly can be memorable for other people. So it becomes very easy for us.
You're mute.
I didn't realize I accidentally muted myself. Okay. Okay. So how many of you are confident about your introduction as a coach? Now, when I say an introduction, what I mean is not the type of introduction that we do in a discovery call, but let's say you meet a friend, you bump into someone, they ask, what do? You say, I'm a coach. And, you get into a conversation. Do you have something which fills up 3-4 sentences, which tells who you are, what you exactly do, what kind of a problem you solve, so they remember you. How many of you confidently have something that you can share in this group? Even if you don't have something specific, you want to make an attempt, let's do that, because we all are here to learn. So how do you introduce yourself in a couple of sentences? Right? Who would like to go first? Now, I always say, now, opportunity, these are actually opportunities, right? Because these are sometimes the things that I have gone to coaches and paid money to get coached, right? So I'm giving a free opportunity, so jump at it. If I will, one of you guys will raise my hand and jump at it, right? So Jenny, Fatima, and I can see Sunita and Ansuya, right? So we'll start with these four. Let's quickly introduce ourselves. So we'll start with Jenny. Jenny, if you can introduce yourself in a couple of sentences, who you are, what kind of a coach you are, what do you do, right? How would it usually go?
Hi, my name is Jenny Jackson. I'm from South Africa, in Durban in South Africa. I'm what would be called a catalyst for change, and I do that through coaching. And my specialty is taking people from a place that is really stuck and creating a new trajectory in their life, a new trajectory to success and pain-free living. Thank you.
Great. Let's give Jenny a big round of applause, right? And there was Fatima. Fatima, would you like to give a go at it?
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Fatima Abdurrahman. I'm a relationship coach. I'm specifically aimed, and my mission is to help women to raise their self-esteem, especially when they're coming from marriages that have experienced abuse and infidelity. I've personally gone through my own journey of 27 years in my own marriage. I've even authored a book on my personal life story, and I'm here to help anybody that's willing to get unstuck in their relationship. Thank you.
Super. Let's give Fatima a big round of applause. Very clear, very crisp. And now, how many of you guys would remember an introduction like that? Can I see a raise of hands? How many of you would remember an introduction like that? Right? Now, awesome. Let's go to Sunita. Sunita, how would you introduce it?
Yeah. Hi. So I'm Sunita. I'm from India and I'm a life holistic coach. I do coaching which affects all areas of your life, from personal to professional. That is it, Lien.
Okay, great, super. Thank you very much for the attempt. Let's give Sunita a big round of applause. We all are here to learn. And by the time you go from today's session, you will have something that is much more fuller, that you can introduce yourself with confidence, right? That's the plan. And there was Ansuya. Hi, Ansuya.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Thank you for this opportunity, Lian. And thanks, everybody.
Go
for
ahead.
this.
Welcome.
Okay.
How would
So,
your introduction?
So, guys, my name is Ansuya. I'm from South Africa. And I'm talking to you because I'm absolutely on a mission. I want to unleash the dreams in people. I want them to live their fullest potential. They should not go to the grave taking all the skills, all the creativity, and all the potential with them. So I'm on a mission where I'm going to be coaching people to live their best life ever. So I'm an author, I'm a yoga teacher, a breath work, and a meditation teacher. And I've coached people also to reach their goals like this. I just want to make sure that people live their fullest life. And that's what I'm here for. Yeah.
Excellent. Super. Let's give Ansuya also a big round of applause. Now, you would have seen different ways how coaches introduce themselves, right? Different elements of this. Now, can I have someone from the crowd who is not confident about their introduction, who absolutely have no idea how to introduce yourself? So, Amita, right? Amita, would you like to give an attempt? Introduce yourself. Amita, if you can unmute, give an attempt. How would you introduce yourself?
So, hi everybody. I'm Amita. I'm based in Bangalore, India, and I am a relationship coach. Mainly, my mission is to focus on women who are in, who have invested their life in their marriage, and now they are at a point where they do not cannot see a way forward for themselves. Once the children are out of the nest, they have flown the nest. They do not find a mission for themselves. They're lost. That's what I'm here for. My mission is to help those women.
Super. Let's give Amita also a big round of applause, right? Thank you guys for trying, right? Now, how many of you have a problem thinking I have a coaching program that I can help anyone? So why should I just say women, or why should I just say men, or why should I say business people, or why should I say employees? Like, I don't want to say that because I'm, not getting the full potential. I'm only just then tapping one segment. So who has dilemmas like that, which is troubling you guys? Anyone else have dilemmas like that? So Sunita, yes. Anyone else?
Lien, where I'm confused about is what, as Arfin says, that this is going to affect all, this transformation is going to affect all areas of your life, because all areas of our life are somewhere interconnected, right?
Yes.
So when we say relationship coach, like even I'm confused. I don't know, I need to be a relationship coach or what coach, like, there is problem. But don't you feel that I feel that I'm limiting myself somewhere if I say I'm a relationship coach, isn't it?
This is a great question, right? This is a great question. So let's answer that, and while answering that, let's get into the session as well, today's session. So when I started, I had this same problem, right? Why should I limit myself saying this is the problem I'm solving? Why should I limit myself saying I'm a relationship coach, or I'm a business coach, I'm a success coach, or I'm a become an entrepreneur kind of a coach, or whatever, right? Why should I limit myself when I can help so many people with this universal program I have, right? Now, the program that we have access to is an amazing program, right? I'm a product of that program as well, because I've applied that program to myself, like most of you guys, and we've seen how it improves a person, how it transforms a person, right? But then the problem is, the problem becomes, we all have this fear of, are we limiting ourselves by saying that we are specialized in one segment or specialized in one problem? Now, this happens because as a coach, we don't understand the business dynamics. Sometimes we are great coaches, but we are crappy business people, right? And I don't mean it in a bad way. I've been there as well, and making these mistakes only helps you understand. I would say sometimes I'm still learning, right? So as much as you guys are a coach, you guys are a business owner as well. And how I look at this problem is from the point saying, I'm a coach, I'm an individual, not like I have a 20-man team, right? I have very limited resources. I have very limited time as well, right? So when I look for clients, right, if I say I'm for anyone and everyone, no one is going to remember. And why I say this so confidently is, I'm a part of a business community called BNI. Some of you would have heard, even in India, it's quite popular, right? One thing that we learned there is being specific is terrific, right? Because when you are specific, people will remember you. He's the guy for shoes, right? He's the guy for air conditions. He's the guy for logo designs. He's the guy for presentation designs, rather than saying, I'm a graphic designer. So a designer who specialized for logos will have a higher chance of being remembered than a generic graphic designer who does anything and everything, right? Or let's say if there is a graphic designer for specialized for coaches, will be very much remembered and found in a community like ours compared to a generic graphic designer, right? Now, I know a lady who just started a social media program specifically for coaches, right? I actually sat through her program as well, and I'm planning to invite her here as well. So when she comes here and talks, you will see how much you resonate, and you will remember, you will obviously talk about her as well. But if you talk to another graphic designer or a social media person, you would also know there are so many other social media people in the market, right? So there's no specialty, right? For an example, if I say I'm a coach, let's say I'm a coach, but I coach only doctors. For whatever the reason, let's say I select doctors. I understand they have money to pay, they have busy lives, they have stress, they have unbalanced work life. So I'm going to coach doctors. Let's say if I have one client who is a doctor, he's going to definitely talk about me. And when he talks about me with his other colleagues who are also doctors, he will say, you know what, there's this guy who only coaches doctors, who's specialized in doctors. What will happen? He'll be like, specialized in doctors? Why is that? Then it will drive curiosity as well, right? And it will help him to maybe, check me out. I've seen this happening in so many places, right? So similarly, the market has so many coaches. When you say I'm a coach for anyone and everyone, as a business owner, then you need to be marketing to anyone and everyone. So you are marketing to millions of people. Do you have money to market to millions of people? No. Do you have time to market to millions of people? No. Do you have the right strategies to market to millions of people? No. But if you say I'm a relationship coach, that also if you streamline and say I cater to women between 25 or 35, or people who have gone through a divorce, or people who are in separation, or people who have gone through abusive relationships, right? When you market with the little bit of time and money and resources you have, you can effectively market. And when those people find you, they are going to talk about you to other people, because there's a saying, feathers alike flock together, right? Birds of feather flock together, right? So if I'm going through a divorce, chances are I would be knowing few other friends who are going through that as well, right? Now, this is how lawyers who specialize in divorce finds clients. They don't have to market. Their client would obviously go and talk to their other friend who's also going through divorce, saying, my lawyer is great, right? Similarly, if you are a coach for anything and everything, your clients also would find it very difficult to recommend you. But if you are a specific coach, people will remember. It'll be easier to recommend you, right? And from a business perspective, you can focus your marketing efforts effectively, so you actually attract clients, right? Now, I felt this at the beginning because I had a anything and everything product, and so many things that I was learning from other coaches, I could not implement. Why? Because I didn't know how to put up a post. Because moment I try to create a post or type a post, I'm like, now, am I going to say I help anyone and everyone, or I help people? Or then on the other hand, I think, okay, I'm going to say business owners. Then I'm like, why should I say business owners? Then I'm missing out everyone. So there was this big dilemma, which resulted in me not doing it. So by selecting a niche, you can try it out. If it's not working, you can 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, you can change it. Even if it's working, you can still change it. You don't have to stick to that. The beauty is when you select a niche, it's easier to talk about yourself for you as well as others. And it's easier for you to market. And purely, even if you look at it from a business perspective, keeping it open, like how Tony Robbins does it right now, is a business model that's suitable for large coaches who have teams, who have money, who have time, right? But even if you look at a person like Tony Robbins, when he started off, he was known as the coach for phobias. That's how he marketed himself. He had this mega thing where he challenged a psychologist who had a client that he could not resolve over years, who had a phobia for snakes. He challenged this guy on national television, brought him to a place, and finally at the end of the session, Tony Robbins sent this old lady with a python wrapped around her neck. The lady who was so scared of snakes, right? So he was known as the phobia guy. After he got the the fame and fortune, and he became so big, like we can't imagine how many people would be working under Tony Robbins, right? Now he has opened up. He doesn't even say my program is only for this niche segment. He says unleash the power within, right? Everyone has, this ability. He says unleash the power within. It's for anyone and everyone, right? So strategy wise, when you keep it open, you are taking you're taking a strategy which is suitable for a large organization, right? When you are niche, you are taking a strategy which is suitable for a solo coach. The other thing is, when you are niche, you can charge a high price, right? Can you tell me in the chat box what's the highest price you have charged from a client up to now, preferably in dollars, so everyone can resonate with, right? Just go on the chat box and say what's the highest price you have in INR or dollars, whatever that is easy for you guys. What's the highest price you have charged from a client, right? Can I see some answers? $8,000 ZAR. I don't know what currency that is. Answer, what is that currency?
Rand, South African rands.
Okay. 40,000 INR, $500, right? Now, what if you guys could charge $5,000 from a client? Or let's say at least $3,000 from a client, right? When you have a niche product, which is suitable for a niche market, right? They also see more value in it, because it's like, I need help. A person is not looking for help for everyone. The person is looking for help for themselves. And when they understand it's specialized for you, they are ready to pay big money, right? Now, if there is a program for coaches, specifically for coaches like you, which solves a burning problem that you have, right? You would be naturally be okay to spend a higher price than a generic program that can help anyone, everyone, including you. Don't you agree? Right? So these are some of the reasons why niching down, and even in your introduction, niching yourself helps you. But it doesn't mean that you can't do anything else, but it's creating your brand identity. Right? So with that, thank you very much, Sunita, for that question, because when you ask questions like that, it doesn't only answer her, it answers everyone else as well. Right? So with that, let's go into going from confusion to clarity, right? So if there was a name for this episode, I would call it confusion to clarity, right? Because when I started, I was really confused, right? I was really confused, right? And I'm sure some of you are confused as well. So let's find our clarity here. So today what we are going to do is we are going to create an introduction that we are going to be really happy with, that we can introduce ourselves briefly, which will be memorable, which will be unique, right? So we can be in the minds of the customer very effectively. Right? That's the plan. And in doing so, some of you will realize what is the niche that you are going to focus on, right? Once again, this is not the only way how it's done. This is one way how it's done, right? This is something that I learned by, trying out so many things, and I felt this works for me. And I think if you try it, it might work for you as well. So all this knowledge that I'm sharing with you are tried and tested, and something that worked for me. But could there be any other ways that works better? Absolutely yes, right? So keep your mind open, right? There could be so many other things that we learned as well, but this absolutely worked. So the first thing in this process, number one, right? So I have 7 steps to this process, right? The first step is discovering your target client and their characteristics. Now, let me repeat that again. Discovering your target client and their characteristics, right? Now, we know we can help business owners, we can help 9-to-5 employees, we can help mothers, we can help fathers, we can help women, we can help men, we can, anything, anyone, right? So what I strongly believe is, now one thing I've noticed in coaches is we all have had very rough journeys, right? Life has sent us through some real rough journeys, right? A lot of life experiences. Now that is a gift. I strongly believe that did not happen accidentally. That was not a mistake. That was not karma, but that's a part of your bigger plan, right? So life, God or universe, whatever you believe, has sent you through a journey and given you experiences. Now, if you looked at these experiences, you can find a person, right? Maybe as an employee, maybe as a father, maybe as a mother, maybe as a business owner, or coach, or whatever, an avatar, right? And if you find another person who's going through the same problem, same type, you would be able to relate to them and help them a lot, even with the same program that you have, because this program is very versatile. You can pitch it to anyone, right? You can help anyone. So even if it is that program, or even if it's a different program that you're looking at creating, if you look at a client avatar of you, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years back, that could be a great place that you can connect. Is that the only way? No, but that is a great way, right? So I want you to ask, I would say this is a combination of the type of client that you are most connected to, which means like me, like what I have gone through, plus who has the eagerness to spend. Eagerness to spend means having money to spend, and or having a big burning problem, so big that they're ready to find money to spend on, right? So we are in the identifying of our target client and their characteristics. The two things that you are going to use to identify that target client is, one is, who am I most connected to? What kind of a client am I most connected to? And who has the most eagerness to spend? And once again, I will repeat, the most connected to can be defined as someone like me, or someone who was like me, right? Or someone who has gone through the same thing that I've gone through. So if you have gone through a divorce, if you have gone through abusive relationship, you would be able to resonate to another person when you talk to them. So you would know these are the challenges that they. Now, sometimes you might have few of them. Now, when I started thinking, I was like, oh my God, I've been a 9-to-5 employee, struggled to become a business owner, and I did that, right? And from a business owner, I became a coach, right? I've had trouble in my marriage, where my marriage crashed down after 12 years. And, I was going through a lot of a dark time, right? Even dealt with things like suicidal before I bounced back, right? So when I looked at my life, I had 2, 3, 4 different things, right? So mention all those different things and then ask who has the eagerness to pay, eagerness to spend. Eagerness to spend is either they have, that segment has enough money, like I said, like doctors, lawyers, engineers, or whatever the professions, who has enough money, or they have such a big burning problem that they are willing to find money and spend, right? I want you to write this, think for a minute, and come up with your target client and their characteristics. Now, what do I mean by characteristics, right? What do I mean by characteristics? Now, you might be able to come up with the target client, but you need to ask what kind of a person is he, or what kind of a main character does he have. Now, for an example, if your target client comes as a business owner, right? The characteristic could be an overwhelmed business owner, or a business owner who has stress, right? Or a business owner who's going through a divorce, right? So that's the main character that further define your target client. So it's not just a doctor, but a doctor who is going through relationship issues, or a doctor who's having some kind of a specific medical issue, right? So you need to find that character as well. So spend a minute. I would like to hear from you guys. Deepika has a question. Unmute and ask Deepika.
So while I'm doing this, so I have a question that I identify people, I with people who are low in confidence, because this is where I have been able to resonate most, and this is how the course has helped me. So when I say that I help people get rid of the negativity in life and build more confidence, this is a kind of vague, right?
So that is definitely vague, right? Now, people who have low confidence is actually the characteristic.
Right.
But who has the low confidence? So women with low confidence, you can say men with low confidence, you can say business owners with low confidence, you can say architects with low confidence, you can say coaches with low confidence, right? So low confidence is actually the characteristic.
So if you say employees, if I want to target the corporate companies and I want to do these workshops in companies, so how do I target them?
So you can say professionals. That is one
Professionals,
word.
right? Professionals.
You can
right.
say employees. You can further drill down and say, government employees, right? So you suddenly start be looked at as a specialist for this segment, right? You can say IT employees. I mean, these are choices only, right? There's no one right way of doing it, but those are some of the avenues that you can take. So you can think of other things.
But we can certainly start with professionals, right?
Completely up to you. Like I said, there's no right way or wrong way, right?
So professional will still be a broad head. I understand, but we can start with professional and then zero down once we go ahead.
It's a personal choice. I'm not going to say it's right or wrong, right? It's a personal choice, right? Sometimes you can think, let's say you're approaching an IT company, right?
Right.
If there is a coach who help employees who have low confidence, which is you, versus let's say Reet, who is a coach who helps IT employees with low confidence, and you both are pitching to an IT company, who would get the attention, right? And if you feel like IT companies are so big in your country, so many people, there is more, let's say, more opportunity there. And let's say you are come from an IT background as well. So you can say, I come from an IT background, so I can relate. In addition to me being a coach, that can create an amazing story. That's why coaches need to have a story which relates to what you do. Right? But if you don't have some specific connection like that, you can say professionals and start. There's no harm in that. Anyone else? Questions?
Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, hi, Lien.
Hi, Ansha.
Yes.
Oh, that's, yeah, okay. Ansha, go ahead. It's okay.
All right. Thank you, Amita. So, yeah, so I need some help here. So basically, the reason I'm talking about living life with full potential, etc. So my journey has been on the spiritual path for a long time, a spiritual seeker. And at some stage, life threw me a curveball of, my finances taken away. And that brought me into realizing that, wow, I've been like protected. I've been, like living in the spiritual space, but I had forgotten how to live fully. I was like happy and content because my spirituality gave me so much security, gave me so much wisdom and all that. So, but it was not being connected into the world, into living fully in the world, engaging in the world. So I'm looking for something like, how do I bring that to people? That's been my thing that I noticed that with a lot of my spiritual fellow spiritual colleagues, we become too like complacent, too like accepting of everything and just like we're happy, but we're not alive, like totally alive in the world itself. That's what I mean, in the gross world. And so that's what I'm for. Like, how do I express that as a niche?
Now, what you mentioned is what you want to do. You can do that to so many different types of people. Who do you want to help? Who are you most connected to, where you feel?
Maybe it's those who are feeling, maybe it's those then who are feeling like they're happy with life, but there's something missing. There's something like, so there's like something missing, even though they're happy with life, not like alive.
Tell me a few different types of people who are going through that right now. Just let's try to find multiple segments who are going through right now. Sometimes you might say, okay, men between this age and this age because they are going through a transition like this. Like that, just try to find different definitions of different pockets of people who are feeling like that right now.
Yeah, it would definitely be it will definitely be in like the older age, like, because now they've like learned so much, because it's it won't be at a young age. It will usually be around the 50s, people in the 60s, who have done the career, who have done the spiritual path, who have done like so much, but they've come to a place now they still don't understand like what are they here on this planet for? Like, what is the purpose?
So are you saying there is you can define by and large at least like a range of age, or say people above this particular age?
Yeah, I would just say above age 50, I would say, right? Just above that age.
Maybe that could be one option, right?
Yeah.
You help people above 50.
Yeah, but what then? Like, okay, if you are above 50.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people above 50, right?
Right.
What other definitions can you find for your prospective client or the people that you want to help? Out of the people who are above 50, going through what state or what kind of a life situation or what kind of a gender or what kind of a beliefs?
Okay, so one is like they're above 50 and they're feeling lost with life. They don't know what to do with their,
You're still defining how they feel and their characteristics. Right? I'll give you an example, right? And this will help everyone else as well, although you're not looking at the spiritual segment or that age segment. Now, when you look at the segment which is above 50, there could be so many different types. Let's say I'm just bringing in a very rational description here, right? Segmentation, just for you to understand. There could be doctors above 50. There could be engineers above 50. There could be architects above 50. There could be dancing teachers above 50. There could be mothers above 50. There could be grandmothers above 50. There could be, people who have gone through critical illnesses above 50. People who have lost their husbands who are above 50. People who have lost their spouse above 50. Right? So there are so many different types. Right? If you can first pick 5, now you can't pick one because there are so many, right? If you have 5 segments that you want to initially look at, then you can pick one from them. Preet, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, thanks, Lien. So in the same aspect what Anusia said, so Anusia, even me, I'm like on a spiritual path since 18 years now. And exactly what segment of people you're looking for, I'll tell you how I came in coaching.
Yes.
I am very content, very happy with whatever I'm doing. One of my baselines was family. So I got to know that, okay, that's the reason I'm most happy. But I was always struggling with one thing, that was career for me. Okay. So I wanted clarity on my career path, that I want to do something, I want to grow in my career as well, because I'm a person, I don't want to just stuck with the family for the rest of my life. So I'm under 40, and as you were all talking about 50 plus age group, right? So this is what happens with people under 40 as well. So you can even search for those people who are under 40, struggling with something, contained, but still finding their own way, in life.
I think some highlight came there a little bit is that I think what I'm looking at, like what drives me, to coach somebody is like a lot of people on their passion, they're not so they've lost. So I'm targeting somebody who's lost their passion, feeling like fulfilled and happy, but have lost the passion. So say somebody over 50 who is happy and content, but feel a loss of passion or something. I don't know, like if I'm still going in the right direction that you want us to go, Lien.
You're further funneling down. Like I told the previous participant, I can't remember her name, Deepthi, if I'm not mistaken, there's no right way or wrong way, right? You keep on funneling down until you find something that you're connected to, that you feel very strong.
Right.
The problem here for everyone is we have a fear saying if I say, even Anshuya would be feeling like this subconscious, like if I say women above age 50, I'm missing out on the men. If I say, mothers above 50 or grandmothers above 50, then I'm missing out everyone else, right? The beauty is this, you can help everyone. But when you market, right, when you introduce yourself and the marketing is based on introduction, it helps you to target them because you are a coach, single coach with a limited amount of time and energy and money, right? Sometimes other people also come and ask, do you only coach women? Can you coach me as well? But on the other hand, let's say if you select women, you will also increase your professionalism and the proficiency in handling that segment, understanding their issues more, dealing with them every day. You will become a specialist for them. Now, let me ask you guys a question. When you have a problem in your heart, do you go to a general practitioner or a specialist in heart, cardiac doctor? Why don't you go to a general practitioner? Because that the other guy is a specialist in that.
And we want to live.
Exactly, right? So you having a specialty will help to attract, right? Anyone else have a question before we move on? Yes, Fatima?
Okay.
So
Yes,
Lian had a question, Lian.
Sorry?
Okay, who's going?
Yeah, go ahead, Fatima.
Okay, thank you. So if I was looking at my target market, I would be looking at women, married women that are between the ages of 25 to 45 years old, specifically Indian women, because we come with this mentality about what marriage is supposed to be about, and women that are mothers as well, and they are low in confidence and also going through an abusive relationship and trying to make their marriage work. So this is my target.
So it's very specific, right? So Fatima can say, I coach women who's going through an abusive marriage, right? There were a few other words that you mentioned as well. So you can string them together, right? And come up with a definition where a person who's going through an abusive marriage, who is a woman, who's married, right, who has children, or whatever the definition, moment she hears that or sees the description, it resonates with them and they're going to stop and look.
Yes. And also because I was a business owner, so there's a lot of things attached to this, because if you're letting go your marriage, your business is going to be all over the show. So I was a business owner at that time, so I had to go through that myself. So yes, I would look at mothers as well as those that are business owners. I can add that in as a part of a.
You can say boss moms who are going through an abusive relationship.
Okay.
Right? Or power women who are going through abusive relationships. Find a terminology that covers both. Amita, you had a question? After Amita, we are going to go into the second point, the essence of time.
Yes. My target audience is housewives between the age of 40 and 60.
Mm-hmm.
And what would the character be like then?
Depending on what you want to do. Depending on who you want to help.
That's right. I
What's
want
the
to help.
problem you want to solve, right?
Yeah. So as I told you during my introduction, that women who have invested a major chunk of their life in their family, but now in the changing times, probably now since they are in this 40 to 60 years of in that, they are not technology savvy, and children are on their own, so she's well left out.
Okay, so women who are between, you said 40 to 50?
40 to 60.
40 to 60. What is their characteristic? Women who are feeling lonely? Or
no, they with these changing times and the technology, they are lost. They cannot keep up. They cannot be in that
okay, let's
earlier
do
how they were managing everything. Yeah.
Who can help Amita find her target client? Right? We all are coaches. Remember, we all are coaches. So let's help Amita. Yes, Jenny, go ahead. You can unmute. You can't? Okay, let me just.
There you go. Okay. Amita, are they going to start working, these ladies?
No, they are housewives.
But are they going to start working?
If they are interested, I started very late in life, working very late in life. So this is my personal experience. What I have gone through, and I have always wanted to work because of family. This one I couldn't never, give my 100% towards that. So obviously, I would be steering them towards that. They take a profession for themselves. What they have been dreaming of earlier.
Somebody who's contemplating entering the job market after years of being at home.
Yeah, because see, if they want to go for employment, obviously nobody's going to hire them for their age factor, right? If right now if I try working anywhere, I have a couple of years of experience, but they are not consistent.
So I think Amita has defined her segment. She's just finding it difficult to string it into a sentence, right?
Yes.
Right? Who can help her? So she knows it's women between 40 to 60. She just explained what they're going through. So we understand their characteristics. How can we bring it into a couple of words? Who can help?
I think it must be something like maybe something like is your role of motherhood done? Success is your role of motherhood. Are you ready for the next phase of your life or something like that? And I'm here. I can.
So let's say I help women between 40 to 60 achieve this, right? I help women who are getting back to work between age 40 to 60, somewhere in that line, or women who are getting back to work and confused with the technology between age 40 to 60, right? What kind of words will help Amita, right? So we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I want you guys to think as well. And Amita, I think you understand the flow, right? So you need to come up with something simple and easy. Maybe it might not cover the entire problem, but it will give you a glimpse of who your target customer is. Just like saying, rather than business owners, overwhelmed and stressed out business owners.
Women who have invested a major chunk of their life in the family, but now would like to, pursue their own dreams. How about that?
Or find their own passion.
As long as you can string it to a sentence. Amanpreet, you wanted to help Amita?
Yeah. Hi, Lien. Hi, everyone. Hi, Amita. Amita, just a word came to my mind. What you can say, for example, I am Amita. Okay. So, hi, my name is Amita, and I have been you can introduce yourself as how your life has been, and you can say, I help women to kickstart their second innings for life. And then you can mention for their career. Actually, you want to help them build their career as well, right? This is
whatever their dreams are,
So Amanpreet said very interesting thing.
Yes.
Women who want to restart their life.
Kickstart their second innings.
Second innings. So some creative
or any innings.
Wording like that. So people would resonate. So then sometimes you don't need to say 40 to 60. You don't need to say that they are going through this, but moment you hear that it's for a woman who's restarting her life again, the second phase of it might define everything. Right?
Okay.
Super. So guys, we've spent almost an hour on the first point. We have 6 points to go. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, if I quickly ask a point, because I seen one ad last week. She's saying, I help over 40 ladies, housewife, who find their why. Find their why. So you can say because what is the outcome would be?
I mean that could so to find out the why is a part that we are going to come into later on, right? But definitely you can find different wordings like that to help, right? And Sirat says women to rediscover themselves. Yes. Now that is what
like my niche market is, I help stress out business owner.
Yes.
Overcome anxiety and recope
Exactly.
burnout without any medication, as little as 10 weeks. So this is the program.
So that's very precise, right? When you say stressed out business owner, it is very precise. So let's go to the second one. Now, once you identify your target client and their characteristics, and you have something like a stressed out business owner, or a mother who feels lonely and disconnected, or some men who is looking for love, or loveless men, or whatever that category. Then the second point is finding their internal problem, right? Finding their internal problem. Now, your client, your customer that you have targeted has an internal problem, right? Internal problem. And the third one, I'm going to cover both at the same time. The third one is how that problem shows up externally, right? Now, there is a problem that each one of us have internally, and there is a way that keeps on showing up, right? For an example, so I did this exercise with one participant earlier. She said she ended up saying she wants to help working professionals who has no support, right? So the target client is a working professional. She had a age saying 25, but we chose not to have it in the description because it's too many words. So working professionals, the character is who does not have a support system, right? The internal problem was mental, physically, emotionally, they feel low, right? Low potential, right? And not feeling great about themselves. But externally, how that shows up is through their relationships, procrastination, right? Can't manage their own life, then no progress in life. So they feel like they're stuck. So you need to understand your client that you're looking at, your target customer, what is the internal problem they're facing, and how is that problem showing up externally, right? So number 2 is internal problem. Number 3 is how that problem is showing up externally. Let's quickly take 3 people, right, who wants to share what they have come up with. We'll discuss that and we'll move on to the next one, right? Once we do the entire round and come back, as much as time we have, let's go through each and every one of us, so we have a good intro at the end of the day. Now, while you are writing that, I want to ask you something related to the first point, right? Now, if you see a statement, someone saying, I'm helping struggling coaches, right? Would it capture your attention, right? I help coaches who are struggling to make money or struggling to attract clients, right? Would it take your attention, right? While you write that, you can go to the chat box and give me a yes or a no. Would that grab your attention? Would you feel like, hey, it's something that defines me, maybe I need to take a look at it, right? Excellent. So I'm getting few yeses. I'm bringing them in. So who would like to? Okay, Sirat says, I would rather say struggling in what? Excellent. Struggling, then you can say struggling to find clients or struggling to make money, right? Yes. So Ansuya also says yes, but a little more clarity will catch my attention. So maybe if you say coaches who are struggling to make money, or coaches who are struggling to attract clients, right? Coaches who are struggling to have the confidence they need, or coaches who are struggling to speak publicly, right? Now, depending on yourself, different things would, get attention, right? Super. Would like to share their internal and external problems? Can I see a raise of hands? I'm going to give 3 opportunities quickly to 3 people. Yes, Fatima, go ahead. So what is your internal problem, and tell us how is it currently showing up?
So the internal problem is someone who's experiencing no self-esteem and betrayal in a relationship, and then it shows up in the relationship, and it shows up in obviously in procrastination and making some change in her life because she's too scared to go forward because she doesn't have the confidence to make the decision. That's what's coming up for me.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Fatima. Anyone else? Yes, so Shadi.
Yeah, so mine was people who are feeling suicidal, and also who just want life to be on pause.
Okay. That's the answer for number 1, right?
No, that's the answer. The internal problem will be that. My answer for number 1 is people between ages 20 to 40 who feel stuck in relationships that have already ended.
Right. Internal problem is feeling suicidal. How is it showing up externally?
When you have, like no willingness to live, it would resonate, from your aura, like you're just living for the sake of living, and that kind of people is what my target is.
Let's now imagine an ideal client who's going through a phase like that, right? Yeah. They're not going to walk around carrying a board saying I'm suicidal, or they're not going to be at the edge of a bridge every time you see them, right? They're going to be just like you and me, everyone, normal people would never even identify that they're suicidal. But how is their state of mind going to show up in their life? How is it externally going to show up? Is it like depression? Is it like being unfocused or isolating themselves? It can show up in different ways externally. So you need to find out how it's going to show up externally.
Okay.
Yeah. Who else would like to try? Last chance. We have Dr. Anum and Sirat both raising hands. So, okay, I'll give you both a chance. Who would like to go first? Sirat, why don't you?
Hi, Lien.
Okay, Dr. Anum, go ahead.
Hi, Lien. Thank you.
Hi.
For me, for the first one, I'll coach the women who are married, depressed, and they are going through some tough times in their lives, and they are victim of abuse by their close family members. And they are women who are professionals. And the age group that I had decided for the women is from 16 to 60 years.
Okay.
And the internal problem is the women who are facing a low potential in them. They have low self-esteem, and they have zero respect for themselves. They feel like they don't respect themselves, and the people don't respect themselves. And the third one is the problem that shows up externally is there is no progress in their lives. They procrastinate so much. They are having mental health issues, and they are having relationship issues.
Excellent. Excellent. I think you've nailed it down perfectly, right? So well done. Sirat, how about you?
Yes, Lian. I think I was trying a statement which says that I'm a self-care coach who's on a mission to empower women, stay-at-home women who are ambitious between the age of 25 to 45, who want to discover their real potential and by prioritizing themselves and so that they're able to contribute to the society. Basically, my internal fear is that they are educated and qualified and still not using their potential to the mark. And because of which they're having low self-esteem, and it shows in lack of self-care and self-love and all that stuff. So they're not able to contribute.
Okay, so the internal problem is lack of self-love, self-care. How is it showing up externally?
They're basically, they are not using their potential, even if they are educated, because they are stay at home and they feel less.
So when they're not using their potential, how does that show up?
They're having a health issues. They don't take good care of themselves. So they don't think they're worthy.
Okay, right.
It goes in all areas in their life. Basically, they're having relationship issues, especially because they're not taking good care of themselves. So it's my self-care which is being focused here.
So can you see now she was defining that, right? But sometimes when we try to define how it externally shows up, we just go vague, right? So like you said, the same problem, like low self-esteem, low self-love, can result in issues in bad relationships, can be issues in health issues, right? Or even things like depression, right? So you need to list out few ways how it's externally showing up, because when you start defining your intro and your niche, you might be able to pick one or few from there rather than saying I do anything for everyone. You get what I'm saying? Now you have defined your customer, you're defining the problem, and certain people it's going to show up in a different way. So that clarity will help you. Even in your marketing, just imagine when you're doing content, right? You can 1 week, if you know it's going to show up in terms of relationships, you can talk about how people without self-love, self-care, faces relationship issues, right? So can you guys see how important it is to understand how the same problems shows up externally, right? So we are going to go into the next point. Before going to the next point, I want some feedback from you guys, right? So the same question I asked you earlier, if I said coaches who are struggling to find clients and gets paid, right? What could be the internal problem and how is it showing up externally? Can I pick your brains on that? Right? What would be the internal problem? Why aren't they attracting clients? Why are they struggling? What is the internal problem? Right? And how is it showing up externally? Yes, Fatima.
So I think it would be people that are struggling with confidence in coaching others, and it shows up they're not attracting their clients, and they're not putting themselves out there because of that lack of confidence.
So attracting clients is a result. Like clients being attracted is a result. Now for clients to be attracted, what is happening externally? Maybe because they don't have confidence, they're not taking action, right? Can you see? Yeah. Why I want to bring this example is, as a coach, you guys will relate to this better and you will be able to clearly identify the difference. So the external problem here is not taking action. And why don't they take action? Right? Because they have lack of confidence and confusion, right? And no clarity, right? So when you don't have clarity, when you are confused, when you don't have confidence, will someone take action? No, they will struggle, right? How else can it show up in a coach's life when you don't have clarity, confusion, and confidence? Put yourself in the shoes. We all are coaches, right? When you don't have clarity, confusion, and confidence, right? How would it show up in your coaching career? How about demotivated? Yeah. Feel demotivated, not taking action. What else?
You procrastinate for sure.
Giving up.
Body shiver.
Come again? What is that?
Body shiver means what we want to say, we don't able to say.
Right. Not being able to say what you want to say. Okay. What else?
Give negative vibes to, like when you make a discovery, you come across desperate.
Okay. Right.
Feeling stuck.
Okay. Good feedback. Because negative or desperate. So it shows up in
not doing the required number of discoveries.
Okay, not taking action basically, right? Not taking action, right? Shows a less professional image to clients.
Yes.
Right. Super. So, okay, let's go to the fourth point, right? Now we discovered the client, we discovered the internal problem and how it's showing up externally. That is point number 2 and 3. 4 is, now that you have figured them out to a greater length, tell me, what do they want? Who are they looking for? What help or what kind of a person are they looking for? What kind of help are they looking for?
They want somebody to hear them. Or
okay, they want someone to hear them, right? Based on your client, it would be different from one another. Think of your client segment and tell me, who are they looking for? What kind of help are they looking for?
They want someone to help them.
Direction.
Yeah.
Direction.
Sorry, direction. Okay, they want someone to give them direction. Fatima, you had something to say?
Help them get that confidence where they can make decisions in their life. Because they
Someone who can give them confidence. Yes. Kameshwari, you had something?
Yeah, they are also looking for clarity and perspective.
Someone who can give them clarity.
Who
Excellent.
are clear and more successful than where they are now.
Someone who is more successful than they are right now, so they can look, they have someone to look up to, like a mentor, right?
Yeah.
So when you're stuck, sometimes you want someone who's better than you to help them, right? Okay, great.
Someone who has gone through their own problem.
Absolutely, someone who has already gone through the same problem. Now, can you see why it is important that you select someone like what you have already gone through? Moment you say, you know what, I've gone through divorce as well, or I've gone through abusive relationship, I have transitioned from a 9-to-5 job to a business, I've struggled and then became a coach and successful coach, you know, it resonates, right? So you always want to hear from someone who has gone through the path like you. What else? Any other answers? Looking at your yes,
someone who wants to put the words to, you know, some people, they can't find the correct words to say what they feel. So when they give you a story instead of what the problem is, right? So sometimes to state the obvious, because they can't do it for themselves.
So someone who can give you clarity and someone who would tell it directly to your face without, you know, sugarcoating sometimes, right? Someone who has that authority to tell you something, right? And as coaches, that is something that we are needed to do sometimes, right? Just give the truth as it is to the face, right?
Sometimes they need accountability.
Excellent. Someone who can hold you accountable, right?
Who is more energetic than they are.
Absolutely. Someone who's more energetic than they are, right? So all these answers depend from the customer to customer, right? It doesn't work with everyone, right? So like Raki said, if she's catering to a person with low energy, very mellow, and, you know, who feels like, you know, I've lost my life kind of thing, then sometimes maybe they're looking for someone with contagious energy to work with, because you feel motivated, right? At the same time, a busy executive who's stressed out would be looking for a coach who's like a meditation teacher, who's so calm. When you look at that person, you calm down, right? So each and every client will be looking for a different person. Excellent. Any other answers, or can we move ahead?
Right? I just like to add somewhere where you can actually find self-respect again, because, you know,
with someone who you can find your self-respect. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yes.
So someone who can be a guide to you, right? Someone who can help you find what you are looking for when you are lost, right? Super. So in the coaches example that we discussed, right? Now, coaches who are struggling to find clients and get paid, who have no confidence, who are confused, who have no clarity, where it's showing up as not taking action, demotivated, procrastinating, come across negative and desperate, like you said, or a lack of professional image. Who would they be looking for? Or what kind of help are they looking for? Put yourself in that shoe. We all are coaches, like I always say. what kind of help would that coach be looking for?
One definitely be looking for a successful coach, somebody who's already done it.
Someone who has already done it. Excellent.
Yeah.
What
Someone
else?
that has clients.
Sorry?
Someone that has clients already. Someone that has the confidence and is showing up as a super coach like LienKay.
Right, we all can be that. Not only LienKay, right? Yeah. So at the end of this series that we are doing, all of us needs to be super coaches, right? Clients who shows confidence, right? So once again, now can you see what you look for in each segment is very different, right? Who you would look for as a coach is very different to who a busy executive or a business owner would look for, right? Kamal says one who is successful already and can show them the way, right? Excellent. So clarity, confidence, all these things come there, right? And if you really think when you signed up for Arfin, right, who are you looking for, right? What Arfin said that day, what the image Arfin showed really met that requirement. So who are you looking for? All of us were looking for someone. I was looking for clarity. I was looking for confidence. I was looking for a man with a plan, right? Who could tell me, you take this and do this and it will work, right? And he checked all the boxes, right? So you need to be someone who checks all those boxes for your client if you want to nail them, right? So are you guys ready to go for point number 5? Right? Show me number 5 if you're ready. Excellent. Number 5 is what can you give them? What can you give them? Right? So now you know your client, their internal problem, how the problem shows up externally, what they're looking for, what kind of help they're looking for. What can you give them? Right? Once again, this will differ from person to person. Right? So what can you give them? Anyone who has completed would like to share? What can you give your client? Sirat, you have an answer? You're on mute.
Yeah, Lien,
Can I go?
I want to give my client number 1 is clarity, because I'm going to have clients with a path that I've already crossed through. So I can give them clarity on that, a big time clarity on what you should and what you shouldn't, like from
Excellent.
what my mistakes. So I can give them a lot of clarity on that.
Excellent. What else can you give? Right? Who else can add? Fatima, you had something? Yes.
Yes, I can give them obviously clarity, and I can give them guidance in a step-by-step way on how to gain their confidence and their self-respect so they can make decisions.
Excellent. Now you know exactly what you can give them, right? Who else wants to give it away? Reet, what would you give your clients?
For me, Lien, it would be confidence, clarity, and coming out of the tendency of self-pity. Because I'm targeting women who have left their careers for their families and children, and they can do a lot. They have a lot of potential, but they don't want to move on, and they just find some or the other excuses. So yeah.
Super, great. Kamal says, show them a way to find a solution they are looking for. As much as it is good, sounds good, but it sounds a little bit vague as well. So if you can define it further, Kamal, you will have a better success. Ushadi, you have something to say? What can you give?
A path to freedom from all the shackles holding them down.
A path to freedom from all the shackles that is holding them down. Super. What else can you guys give? Answer, what about you? Jenny, what about you? I haven't heard from you for a while.
We have Deepika's hand up.
Yes. Okay, Deepika will go for Deepika first, then come back to Jenny and answer.
So, yeah, so like my target client are the professionals who are low in confidence and full of negativity. So for them, I would give them, get rid of their negative beliefs, motivate them. I give them direction, motivation, accountability, and finally, full of confidence.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Jenny, what about you? What would you give your clients?
A way forward with a structured plan.
A way forward with a structured plan. Excellent. Ansya, what about you?
A rekindle passion for life.
Rekindle passion for life.
Passion for life, yeah. And also at the same time, they'll get like a new career that that is satisfying and fulfilling and makes it easy for them because it's their passion. It's like if they follow their passion, the life becomes easy,
Excellent. Excellent. Sunita, what about you? I haven't heard from you. How's your journey in answering this question so far?
I'm so confused, Lien, so yeah, what I came up with my niche was see, I'm a single mother. I've lived as a single mother for around 22 years. Okay. Right. So when you said the first thing, I just shifted my thought, from transferring that holistic life coach to working on single mothers. So I am thinking, it will be, I'll be working for single mothers who are struggling with low self-esteem, procrastination, and resulting into mental health issue, relationship issue. Okay.
Perfect.
And the kind of help which I would like to provide them would be help them or guide them on their confidence, give them accountability, and help them realize their own inner potential, which they already have in them. Yeah, this is what I'm coming up with.
So you are not confused at all. You have it all figured out up to now in my books.
Is it okay?
Perfect.
Perfect. That's why I was not speaking. I was like, I don't know. Thank you so much.
So how many of you think Sunita did a great job? Can I see a raise of hands?
Oh,
right? So let's give a big round of applause to Sunita. I know she's struggling with a little bit of confidence, but you're doing just great, Sunita, right? Excellent.
Thank you.
Kameshwari, what about you? I haven't heard from you as well.
Yeah, even I'm getting a beautiful perspective after attending this session. A lot of clarity from you, Lien. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah. So even I'm getting closer to this aspect of helping women who are struggling to restart their career after a gap of many years, like serving their family, but they're hesitating to start over.
Right.
So yeah, I think that would be my niche. And then help them gain confidence, clarity, and still continuing to love their family. How they can anchor their own lives and lead a stress-free life and create a life of love and beautiful career for themselves.
Excellent. Excellent. Super. Now, can you guys see how it's falling into place? Initially, it sounded very confusing. Is this going to work? But now that you're creating more clarity, it makes more and more sense, right? Super. Now, coming back to my example about the coaches, right? Now, if someone is giving a problem for all this confusion, confidence, and lack of clarity, which was resulting in not taking action, demotivation, procrastination, and so on and so forth, what would that person should be giving, right? That is going to result in, getting attention from coaches who are struggling to find clients, right? So for the number 5 question, if there is a coach, let's say someone like me, writing answers, what can you give? What should go there? Yes, answer.
Like a clear plan, action-orientated plan of moving forward to get the client. So one is the strategic plan to get the client. Yeah.
So strategic and as well as clarity, right?
Yes. Clarity and strategic plan on how to get there, on how to reach that goal.
What else?
Then also, I'm talking from where I am at.
Absolutely.
So, you know, my struggles are like definitely social media side, technology, you know. So hopefully the coach can support them on how to get the technology, you know, how to get the marketing done. Like where do you turn, or how, you know, who can help them with Instagram maybe, or who can, you know, or how they can make and get to learn that or whatever. So that definitely, like the technology, because not all coaches are technologically orientated. A lot of them struggle with that. How to put yourself out there and market yourself using these platforms. So that would be a
great feedback. Who else? Anyone else? What can a coach give you if you were struggling to find clients and you were confused, lack of clarity and all that? What could you get? So some of the common things that I noticed is clarity, right? Which is exactly what Anshuya said. Anshuya also said a special area, which is technology, right? From her shows, she's looking for someone who can support her with social media, technology, and that knowledge, right? So if there are two coaches who coach other coaches, one helps with, let's say, mindset or sales techniques. The other one helps with social media and technology specifically for coaches. Anshuya would feel like, I need to check this guy out because that's where I'm stuck, right?
Yeah, I won't take the mindset so much. Like I'll go more for the technology.
She would go for the technology. Whereas another person might say, I would go for mindset because I'm dealing with a lot of, you know, encodes in me, right? So it depends from person. What is your perspective? What would you be? Yes, Sirat.
I want to be with a coach who would give me a clarity on creating content and posting and in all around, like marketing all across, so that I can get the maximum exposure. So that way the content, like how you said, niching down is very good thing what you said. I'd like to be with Lien because he's giving clarity every session on how you can portray yourself as, you know, to your client, the target market. That so we are going in a direction. So it's very, very systematic progression, which is happening. Like you're not giving information advanced, it progresses, it gets advanced as and when we learn. So that is a very systematic approach to go through. So that way you're not overwhelmed with knowledge at a time and you're taking it properly.
Step by step, and very much in line with what Anshuya said as well. Very, very strategic, step by step, clear plan. So it's easy to digest the information without being overloaded as well, and take it step by step, right? Super, good feedback. Anyone else? One more answer and then we'll go to the next point. Yes, Ush.
I don't know how to say this, but when I came to Arfin's program, the reason why I got on his program is because he made me see that I don't see my future. Because
he made you see a future that you were struggling to see.
I did not see a future, but he made me realize that I don't see that.
So okay, he made
so
you.
When he was doing the closed eye process, and he wanted us to go in the future and do that, I literally could not see anything. So that's what made me realize.
So that is also clarity in
so
a
I don't know.
way.
It is clarity, I don't know how to put it into words.
I would say it is clarity, but clarity for Osha is very different from clarity to Anshuya or Sirat or Reet or anyone else, right? Her clarity was she realized that she's not seeing her future. Right? Super. Great. Now,
I want to second Shadi, because my most difficult task, Leon, just to share, is that I couldn't have a crazy fearless dream because I thought that was too crazy to be worthy. You know, how do I deserve it? Kind of a question in my head, that much of negativity.
Excellent, excellent. I mean, those kind of things can be so, those light bulb moments where it gets you thinking, right? Oh my God, I've missed out this area completely. Right, excellent. So have all of you guys made an attempt to say what you can give to your client, right? Anyone else who did not? Sunita, Jenny, I can't remember now whether everyone answered. Yeah, or okay, super. So the next point is, what is the final outcome you can deliver, right? Now, this is slightly different from what you just said. What you earlier said is, this is what I can give. But the final outcome is the result or the destination that you can take them. And here's the most important part. Make it measurable if you can. if you can make it measurable, you win the client so easily. So point number 6 is, what is the final outcome you can deliver?
Lien, I'd like to ask you a little bit more. You said in the next 5 days, what is the clarity? What is the final outcome that you can give? Is that the question?
Number 5 is what can you give?
Yeah.
Right?
Second,
Can you give as a coach? Number 6 was, what is the final outcome you can deliver to the client?
Okay.
So for an example, while you guys are writing some answers, now in the previous exercise that I did with one of the coaches, number 5 was what you can give was faith, belief, encouragement, confidence, seeing possibility, accountability, things like that, right? But the final outcome was mental peace, right? Being able to put time and energy into achieving a goal, right? Making life simpler and joyful. So that was the final outcome, right? But a more powerful final outcome would be if you can make it measurable, right? Earn $5,000, right? Or get away from that abusive relationship that you're stuck in, right? Lose 10 kilos, right? Or you can say rediscover yourself and get back into your dream job, or start working again, right? It doesn't have to be measurable, but if you can find an outcome which is measurable, it's going to be that much easy, because you're telling your class, I will take you to this destination. And who are we as coaches? The person who takes a client from point A to point B. So basically, I'm asking you to define your point B. Anyone who has completed, please share. You know, listening to all this coach language, I wouldn't be surprised if Jyoti's little one turns out to be a coach one day. He's listening while he's sleeping.
Lien, mine is already turning.
Okay, super. Please share. What is your final outcome you can deliver?
No, what she meant was her kid was already turning
into
a coach.
That's great. That's great. I think you know, the best thing that can happen to a parent who is a coach is one of your children actually looking at you, being inspired, and say, you know what, I also want to become a coach, right?
No, he's giving us advice also now.
Yeah, so must be a good coach like the mother already. Excellent.
Don't give advices.
Sorry?
But good coaches don't give advice. All right, I am actually ready. So I want to give my point, the final outcome, that I would be able to help my professionals achieve their dream goal and live life with their heads high and get the respect they want.
Can you also define what is that dream goal by any chance? If possible, see whether you can define it.
Okay.
If not, no problem. Right? Because sometimes if you are in a context where you can define that dream goal, that will be even more powerful. If you can't, I can understand, right? But if there's any possibility, try to define the dream goal. Anyone else?
Okay, Lien, I'd like to help you get away from your... I don't really want them to break their marriage. I just want them to work through their marriage and find their confidence and self-respect which they deserve. So, you know, it's not always the best solution to get out of your marriage, depending on their views.
Yes.
But I'm not looking for
okay, so
marriage.
let's say I understand, right? It's a very sensitive subject. You don't want to be the coach who helps people to break their marriages, right?
Yes,
You don't want to push them to stay in the marriage if it's an abusive relationship also. How can you find nice terminology which defines both of them or either one of them without saying anything, right? Anyone wants to help Fatima? This is a great opportunity. Yes, Kameshwar.
Learn to sail through difficult relationships or abusive relationships.
Yeah, learn to survive or navigate. Right? But is that a destination? Is that a final outcome? Question, right? I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. Question. Answer?
Yeah, I would like the words, I would suggest find the best solution in your troubled marriage, you know. So like it can be, the solution could be you have to leave, solution could be you know, but finding
so
the
here's a good point, right? The best solution. What would the best solution give them? Either ways, what would the best solution give them? Fatima,
peace
just
of
think,
mind.
Peace of mind. Okay, what else?
Peace of mind and
self-respect.
You know, and love and self-respect more than anything else, that I'm doing the right thing and I love myself.
So maybe that is the destination you are taking them to.
Yeah.
Feeling peaceful, self-love and respect through the best solution, navigating through your troubled relationship, right? Like you said, you have no ability to say whether it's this or that, but it's them to discover which one works best for them. But either ways, your job as a coach is to make sure they go to a destination where they find mental peace, love, respect, self-respect, and the happiest version of their life, right? Who else wants to add? Anything else? Osha, what is your client's final outcome?
One is chopping down the roots holding you down and finding the wings to go see that future you wanted to see.
Come again?
Chopping down the roots holding you down and finding the wings to go see the future you wanted to see.
Okay, now that sounds very nice because it's very poetic, but I would say especially when it comes to this level, it needs to be very crisp. Right? Something that
so I wrote two down, but the first one was a future you can see in 10 weeks with more understanding about your life, with more self-love. But I thought that was too much with coaching language. So that was why I...
Now put yourself in the shoes of a client, right? Right? Let's say you were feeling just like how the client would be feeling. And they are looking for a person who gives them clarity, who will show them that this can be overcome, right? And they come to you, right? And what is the destination they want you to take them?
A future that they could not see.
How can you further define that in a much more tangible, understand, simple? Because sometimes simple can be powerful. Anyone can help Oshad. So she's helping a person who is feeling suicidal, right? To come out of that basically, right? Yes, answer.
Just a few words. I'm not sure how to put, but like just a future that is full of potential, or so a future that that is tangible, a future that you can love, or something like that, you know.
So very good, right? Good feedback. Now, Oshadi's ideal client would not see a future, would have no hope.
I'll show you. Let me give you clarity. And well, I'm good. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Continue.
So from no hope to believing that I can, you know, make a big difference. I have a tomorrow, right? And work for it. So even there, if you can't find the destination, you can always ask, by feeling like that, what are they achieving?
So, Lien, can it be future full of hopes and self-love? Because if somebody is suicidal, definitely that self-love is missing. The hope is missing in life.
Absolutely, yes. Right? Hope is missing, self-love is missing, purpose is missing.
Purpose,
right?
Because usually they feel like, what's the use? Why should I be living? There's nothing here for me, nothing to do. So you like give purpose.
If I'm suicidal, I mean, there are so many ways to think about it. There's no one right way, right? We are brainstorming to help Osha. And we are brainstorming help Osha to think so she can find the best solution, best answer, right? If I'm suicidal, my problem would not be whether I can see tomorrow or not. My problem is my problem, which I'm depressed over and feeling suicidal. How it's showing up, or one characteristics of it is that I'm not seeing tomorrow, but I'm not trying to see tomorrow. I'm just depressed, right? I want this fixed, right? And I want to get where. That's what we need to think. Yes, Rit.
The person who is suicidal is stuck with the past, and not able to see the future. So something on the same line. I'm not able to get it correct what it can be in a structured way, but yeah.
This is good feedback. We'll put all these ideas together. Maybe Osha can jot down whatever the keywords, it'll help you to come.
Lien, may I say something?
But Kameshwari, you wanted to add something?
Yeah. Something like untangle from past pain and get a fresh look at life.
Untangle from the past pain and get a fresh look at life. Still a little bit vague.
Yeah.
Still a little bit vague. I'm not saying it's bad, but still a little bit vague. We can be more clear. Amanpreet, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, Lien, I just want to talk to Shadi.
Yes, go ahead.
Because when someone is feeling suicidal, if someone is feeling suicidal and means that that person has lost all hopes. Yeah, and that person may or may not be, because I have been in that stage, but I have not expressed myself, because now I am a coach. I can actually feel what phase I have gone through. So when you feel depressed and when you feel suicidal, you do not see any good in anything. You are not aware of the present moment that you have in hand, and you do not see the future. You are just not aware of the present moment. You are just thinking what has how have you been treated and what bad has been done to you, and nothing is there in life to move ahead. So basically, a person, why we are human, why we are here on this planet, everyone wants to be happy, everyone wants to be joyful. So if a person who is feeling suicidal and depressed, if he gets something that makes him happy from inside, that means you have got the hope.
So once
So
again,
what
what Amanpreet is saying, what is the destination we are taking him to or her to, right? So Oshadi, let me ask you a question like this. You find a person like this who comes to you for coaching, or you convince that person to get coached under you. He or she gets coached for 10 weeks, right? How would the results show up at the end of the program? From suicidal to what would they be doing? How would their life be?
They would want to live on.
They would want to live on. Okay, what else?
And find happiness.
And?
I think simple things. Yeah, like I see from the way I see from where I stand, a person who finds happiness and future together gets everything, because that's like, see, we can use a lot of synonyms to go around it, but then at the end it comes to that, right? Like we are just using synonyms to express, but it comes down to, like, when you think of a future, that means you're hopeful, you're trying to be happy, you're trying to, all the synonyms put together and go there. So see, that's why I'm stuck with the word future.
No, I think future is very powerful, very good,
yeah.
Right? Because if I was suicidal, overcoming it, then I would want to start making plans, right? Because now I see the future, right?
Yeah.
But when you are suicidal, when you are in that state of mind, if you tell me I'm going to show you the future, would I be motivated? Would I be motivated if you say, I'm going to make you think about the future and plan for it? Maybe not.
Leanne,
What would make me motivated when I'm in that state?
Leanne, can I say something?
Yes, Sarah, go ahead.
I want to take the medical approach. Like if there was somebody from a suicidal case, the first thing they do is they retrieve back whatever poison or medication or overdose that is. So I want to neutralize the person first. So from the negativity, just come to a neutral base. If they're in a reverse gear, you bring them to neutral. Then you can show them the future and go ahead, because right now they want to get back from where they are to a stability first. So first I neutralize them as like a doctor. I remove what is the toxins. I bring them to a neutral, and then from there I will take it ahead. But first we need to get out the toxins, whatever is there.
That's the how. But before we start treating the patient,
yeah,
what can we tell the patient? What am I going to do? Where am I going to take you? Right? What is the destination you are going to be at the end of it? Right? This is what we want to, like, we all are there, right? We are just saying something. We are just knocking on the door. We are just there, right? But I think, yeah,
because
go ahead.
doing one thing, then I'm done.
Sorry.
Okay, so can I say, so
Yes,
maybe,
yes,
so you're talking about, so here maybe we not clear on the niche itself. Like in other different people, the different reason for suicide, right? So which niche does she want to, like, is it somebody who's not feeling supported? If I'm like, some people just feel nobody cares for me.
I think that's
you know, nobody.
Point.
Yeah.
Ushadi,
so
can you
target.
So I think you missed my niche, Ansuya. So the niche was people between ages 20 and 40 who feel stuck in relationships that has already ended.
Okay. So then that's where the end target, what we're going to give them is something about relationship then. Something about,
that's a amazing point. See, we all missed the point. Why? Because we forgot what was the target customer that she's talking about. Now it will be that much easy for Ushadi with all that feedback that we gave to think and find out what would be the final end result of that person when they recover completely. Maybe a beautiful relationship, which they don't believe in right now. Maybe a family life, maybe being married and having kids.
Love, the love from the relationship.
Exactly.
In the
right?
unconditional love.
So guys, we have 15 minutes on the clock. We are just very close to finish. So we're going to go through that. Dr. Anum, did you have anything to say? Because you haven't been speaking for the longest time. If you have, we'll let you talk and then go back.
I'll do it at the end. No, you can continue.
Okay, sure. Right. So now the final question is very easy. In what frame of time? Right? In what frame of time are you going to help the client? Now, if you're doing Incredible You, it's 10 weeks. Very easy. If you have a different program.
Camera is off.
My camera?
Yep.
No, it's fine.
I'm logged in from 2 devices. Probably that's.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay.
You're looking at the wrong face. In what frame of time, right? 10 weeks, 12 weeks, depending on whatever that you're. Now, I want you to read from the top. Your client, their characteristic, their internal problem, external problem, or how it's showing up. What do they want or who are they looking for? What can you give? What is the final outcome you can deliver? And in what frame of time? Now, these are the golden 7 questions we've answered for the last 1 hour and 45 minutes. Right? Now, for the introduction, I want you to mark number 1. Right? Number 3. Number 5, 6, and 7.
Number 1, number 3.
Can you please repeat that?
Number 1, number 3, number 5, 6, and 7. Right? Now, why did I skip number 2? Because that's the internal problem. Even your customer, even your client sometimes doesn't know that's the problem that they have. You might say lack of self-confidence, lack of self-love. Even they don't know, but they know how the problem is showing up. Bad relationships, right? Angry at work, procrastination. So that's why we select 2 and not, sorry, that's why we select 3 and not 2. And what do they want? Who are they looking for? That was more for us to understand how we fit into the equation, right? So in the introduction, this is not needed. So try to see whether you can create an introduction using 1, 3, 5, 6, and 7, right? And while you're doing that, I once again want to pick your brains on what the example that I was talking earlier in the coach's example. What is the final outcome that can be delivered, right? In the coach's example of struggling coaches who are struggling to find clients and get paid, who has no confidence, confusion, clarity, right? What is the final outcome that you would be looking for?
Having clients.
Having clients. What else? Very simple, right? Having clients, having paying clients.
Paying clients.
Sirat wanted to say something. She's laughing to herself.
I wanted to say I had a lot of unpaid clients that way then.
Right?
A time limit there, like a time frame there, in what frame of time? Yeah, within 1 month, I would like to, within 1 month of, well, if it's a 10-week program, then by the end of the program, I should have 5 paying clients or something like that. And like can get that guarantee, then I'd be like.
How would you feel if you can get 5 paid clients at the end of 10 weeks?
Yeah,
like it's really come true.
And maybe or also a plan of sustainability. Like my fear has always been from the beginning of the coaching. I knew I'll get few clients or something, but I didn't have the confidence, or I had a negative coding that, but will I continuously get clients? So that was my thing. So that if you can give some sort of guarantee that this program.
And I think that's where a strategic plan comes into place. So even after the program, you still can keep on doing what you learn, which delivers results, right? Something so simple, not so complicated, which you can keep on doing again and again and again.
And delivers results. Yeah.
Great. So have you guys come up with your introduction? So this is just the version 1. This is not going to be your final introduction, right? We have 10 minutes on the clock. So let's quickly check few introductions, do some revamping. Yes, Amita.
Thinking life is over after you have fulfilled your duties as a loving wife, affectionate mother, a beautiful daughter-in-law, and a caring daughter. Well, rediscover yourself in just 10 weeks, fulfill your dreams, gain clarity, confidence with a growth mindset.
Right. Okay. I lost you at certain places because I felt, although you have articulated it nicely, you were not following the number of steps in that same sequence. Is that correct? Or was it just how I heard it? So I would say something like this now, looking at this coaching example, right? I would say, hi, my name is Lien. I help coaches who are struggling to get paid clients, who are currently demotivated and not taking action, to gain the clarity, accountability that they want, and have paying clients, get paying clients by the end of 10 weeks or 12 weeks or 90 days or whatever, right? Or I would say to go to the level of $5,000, earning $5,000, right? In this amount of time. So when you follow that, see, there's no one way of introduction. Introduction can happen in so many ways. But if you can have something in that structure, it's created in such a way where it helps. Like, moment you say, I help mothers between this age and this age, it gets the attention from these people, and then they hear the rest of the introduction. right? So likewise, even if you mention it on social media or on a website, when you start with whom are you going to help, it's going to quickly grab the attention. Then what problems that they are having, it's going to further grab the attention because they will resonate with it. Then they will know what you give and what is the final outcome that you can take them to, right? And in what frame of time. Who else wants to give it a try? You have 7 minutes on the clock. Who wants to give it a try?
Okay, I'll give it a try quickly.
Sure.
Hi, my name is Fatima Abdurrahman. I'm a relationship coach looking to help power women between the ages of 25 to 45 that are going through an abusive marriage and are looking to find self-esteem and self-respect and navigate through their marriages. I would like to, give you, you're able to, I would like to give you, to achieve, I would like for you to achieve at the end of 10 weeks, a new state of inner peace, self-love, and self-respect, and a new perspective in your relationship.
So that was great, but I heard it as 2 parts, right? Try to see whether you can bring that last part you said into the first para itself, right? So I would help, and I would also recommend, although age is a great way of segmenting, unless there's a specific reason, drop the age. So you can say, I help women who are going through abusive relationships is more than enough, right? Can you read it out again?
Yeah. Okay. I just wrote it very fast. My name is Fatima Rahman. I'm a relationship coach. I'm helping power women that are in abusive marriages to overcome their self-esteem and to overcome and achieve self-value and self-respect and navigate through their marriages.
And reach whatever the destination in 10 weeks time. So
yeah,
bring that part in there as well.
And reach a feeling of love and self-respectful in the next 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You keep on fine-tuning it, but you understand the changes that you need to make, right? So it sounds like one block introduction, not 2 parts. Right? Yes. Anyone else wants to give it a shot?
Yes.
Yes, Sunita. Go ahead, Sunita.
Yeah, so I've written, I'm a relationship coach, and I help single mothers to rediscover and empower themselves who are struggling with low self-esteem, mental health issue, and relationship issues in 10 weeks or within 10 weeks.
Okay, but where's the destination? I missed out.
Rediscover and empower themselves.
Right. So bring that into the introduction, right? Okay. And work on the destination, because if I'm a single mother who's lost in life, I want to know what you're going to give me for me to pay money. I want to know where you are taking me for me to pay money. What kind of results I would have for me to pay money. So that destination is very important. I think you've created a lot of clarity for yourself. Work on the last part. Right? Anyone else?
Can I begin?
Go ahead, Roshan.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I wanted to coach. Hi, I'm Dr. Anam Kohar, and I want to coach females who are depressed, married females who are depressed and who are going through tough times in their relationship and who are not progressing and procrastinating in their lives. And what I can give to you is I can give you more clarity on the things that you are struggling with in your life right now over the 10 weeks. And in the end, you will be able to achieve a life that is more fulfilled and that is more towards establishing a self-esteem for oneself.
So I think you're getting it, you're creating clarity, but there's a sense of vagueness there where you say whatever the thing that you are trying to achieve in clarity. So I know you're trying to keep it open, understanding different people will have different needs, but I think you need to articulate it better where it hits a person.
Okay.
Right? So work on that part. It's very difficult for me just to hear and rephrase it without seeing it. But if I identify where the problem is, it would be there. Right?
Okay. Okay.
And when you say you can even string the initial part, the target market, saying I help. Come again, just repeat that part. The target market, I help.
The married depressed females who are struggling with tough times in their relationships.
So married, depressed, married and depressed females. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right. So I think if you work on that part, specific part that I told you, you can make an improvement, right, in the introduction. Right. Yes, Jenny, go ahead.
Sorry, Lien, I just would like to give Dr. Animan a tiny bit of feedback. When you say females, females is could be anything. It could be a dog, a pig, a cat, anything. You must go with women. Women.
I think women is a better choice of words.
I'm not a female.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Jenny.
Definitely, that is a better choice of words. And even women, you can see sometimes, although we don't realize, we would be looking at the market where there are more mothers, right? I'm not saying to change, but then again, if it resonates with a sub-segment like that, you can even use that, right? Who wants to go next? Hi, Parveen. You're on mute.
Hi, Lien.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. Yeah.
So quickly tell us how your introduction.
I would say I help women who have lost their identity and joy to grab back their power, find their identity, and live a lifestyle of joyfulness and freedom.
Right. Live a life full of joyfulness and freedom. The structure-wise, it's great. Clarity-wise, you need to always ask, is this client going to put money for the destination that I'm taking them? Right? It's like I'm telling you, guys, I'm taking you on a trip, $500, right? It's a beautiful place. Versus I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take you to Sri Lanka, this particular jungle, yeah, Singaraja jungle, which is one of the most beautiful jungles, and you're going to see 3 waterfalls, and I'm going to name the waterfalls where you can Google and see, right? I'm saying, pay me 500, I'm going to take you there, right? So try to come up with that clarity.
Okay, so could anyone suggest any better destination? Like I have given lifestyle of joyfulness and freedom. So if anyone could suggest something better.
In the essence of time, what we can do is, Parveen, guys, we always hold each other accountable, help each other, even in the group. Make this a learning curve. Help Parveen afterwards. Let's quickly go through a few other people as well, because we've already hit 10. And because we'll have to wind down, but definitely people, let's get together and help Parveen too, because I think she joined halfway through as well. And I think once you watch the rest of the video, Parveen, you'll get a better idea. Seerat, you want to
go next? Yeah. Hi, I'm Seerat Sheikh. I'm a self-care coach on the mission of empowering ambitious women prioritize themselves, discover their true potential, make great decisions, and become emotionally and financially independent within 10 weeks.
Perfect. I think that had a lot of clarity, right? Excellent. So
thank you, Lien.
So more than anything, more than what we think, do you feel confident in that you have created first?
First time I put all my words together in power. Yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. I think we have time for one more person. Who wants to speak? Share your introduction. Wow, I thought a lot of people would jump at the last opportunity. Yes, Jyoti. Jyoti, yes.
Yeah, hello everyone. So finally, like little free to share my introduction. So I am Jyoti. I'm in a transformation coach, speaker, and author. I am from Hyderabad, India, and I help individuals who are stuck and lack clarity in their life purpose. So by end of this program, they will gain more clarity, find purpose of their life, become confident in handling failures and setbacks by becoming emotionally strong, take more actions and become better version of themselves.
Right. Good. But I feel there needs to be a little bit more clarity. Now, when you compare with what Sirat said, right? Few of the things that you said just went on top of my head, which means there was no clarity. I'm not saying it's a bad one, but we need to keep on, fine tuning, because we need to ask ourselves, this client, if they hear this introduction, are they going to put the money down? Are they ready to go on this journey with me? Right? And here's the thing, guys. This is just your version 1. This is not the introduction that you need to use. I want you to refine it, refine it, refine it, and refine it. Let's do it 4 more times, right? At the comfort of your home. Refine it, because sometimes you might have who is going through A, B, C, and D. Sometimes you might find a better word to club all A, B, C, and D and define it better. Or you might realize, I don't need to say A, B, C, and D. Maybe I will drop B and D and just say A and C. Women who are going through A and C. Likewise, we need to, summarize it as much as possible, right? Summarize it, summarize it, summarize it. And remember, your introduction can keep on evolving. Your introduction can keep on changing. Your introduction can keep on improving. So this is not the end of the world, right? But this is certainly the beginning, because why? You have brought yourself from confusion to clarity, right? Now it'll be easy for you to think of what kind of content am I going to do? What kind of clients am I going to reach? How am I going to introduce myself, right? When I'm doing my website to my material, what kind of imagery am I going to use, right? When I do my mission statement and all that on Facebook, how am I going to articulate it? Why? Because you have more clarity, right? For a person who's going to reach out to women in an abusive relationship, you can now start doing content about women in abusive relationships, right? A person who's going to talk to people who are feeling suicidal because of relationships, like Osha, can start talking about relationships and the emotions that are, related to it. A person who's going to help coaches to make, $5,000 or start getting paid clients can start talking about the challenges coaches have, right? So this is the start of your clarity, right? And I think this is going to help all of you guys, because more clarity you have, more, more results you can get for yourselves as well, right? So with that, we are going to go into the end of this session, 2 hours. I don't want to keep you guys waiting as well. The recording of this would be on my YouTube channel. I'll share the link right afterwards. And I will see you in another 2 weeks. So I'm not going to do this every week. As you would have noticed, it's going to be every other week. Gives me enough time to come up with a topic as well. And before ending today, can I get everyone to switch on their cameras and show their beautiful faces so I can take a photo? Right? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Can I get Parvin, Raki, Shruti, Asha, Deepika, Soundarya, Naureen, everyone to switch on their cameras? Right? And guys, a second. Give me a second. I'm just messing with a new device, so I'm clueless.
Yeah, we are smiling away, as you can see. Everyone is smiling.
Okay. Say cheese. Can someone else take a photo as well? Because I'm struggling here. Clearly, I'm struggling. Someone who have print screen ability. My print screen is not working for some reason.
Gotcha.
All right, super. Share it in the group. Talk about what we did today. Inspire others to check out the video as well. And
okay, everyone is moving in there. Can we please smile?
I was to say that.
Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks.
Excellent. Thank you, Asha. Appreciate it. All right, see you guys in 2 weeks. Good night.
Thank you, Lian, for the wonderful session.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Lian. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Meet you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Lian. Thank you.